Boys and girls, it's Shane. It's quite hot. The air conditioning just came on, so we should be better off now. This floor in this house is in bad condition, and we need to fix it. Things like this are really scary when you're looking at a house and you don't know much about it. But this is going to be surprisingly inexpensive to fix. And if you look here, see how much the floor moves as I step on it? Look at that. Yeah, this isn't okay, but this is not a big deal. We can take care of it. So before we take care of it, we're going to have to make it a little bit worse. I'm going to start by adjusting my saw to be about 3/4 of an inch, which should be just enough to go through the wooden part of the floor, but not enough to go into the joists underneath. I don't suspect those joists are in very good shape, but just in case, it'll reduce what we need to do. So I'm going to set that just by eyeball at about 3/4 of an inch. What are we going to find underneath this floor? We can get under here with the painter's helper. All right. Not quite. Almost got it out. Let's get up and underneath there. Let's use a foot. Don't worry, I'm wearing my steel-toe flip-flops. Here we go. Once we get a couple of these out, the rest will come out much easier. So underneath this floor, this is called subfloor. And back when this house was built, they would put it in at an angle going across, you know, sometimes 45. This one's definitely closer to like a 60-degree angle. It's relatively a sharp angle there, but you put it across that way so it crosses the joists more, which is clearly a major part of this issue. And why are we having this issue here? Because this porch, the concrete on the porch has shifted and it's slanted back this way. So when water lands on the porch when it rains, it's flowing back, going underneath the floor here, or underneath the wall here, and then onto this floor. And over years and years and years, you end up with rot like that. And this stuff will just crumble. And there's some insects that have eaten it up, so that's some termite action that's been in there too. That's normal when we have a lot of moisture in houses. Just keep getting rid of these. And these have nails, like that one. And we're going to hang on to these boards because we've got several places like this. We're going to need to fill in these boards to replace this floor furnace since it's not used anymore. And there's also some areas where some of the wood may be damaged. So if we hang on to all the boards from here, we can reuse them in other parts of the house. What we're going to find underneath this subfloor, besides a lot of action from some insects. See all that? That's definitely been termites. Now, these aren't active termites. This termite stuff has been eaten up for a long time. We don't see any crawlers or anything there, but that damage has probably been there for 20 years, who knows? I don't know what these floor joists are going to look like, but we're about to see them in a moment. So I can tell by this tag on this lumber that this has been reinforced already. Let's see if we can see a year on it. This house was built in the 30s, and they definitely didn't do tags like this back in the 30s. So this is the floor joist underneath all that. And that's also from termites. Most likely when they fixed these floors, and I say fixed, before they put the carpet down, they put these on to help support that space over that way. One of the things that's most important is this. I want to make sure this is solid everywhere. This is going to be the sill, so this stands on the supports for the foundation, and then this comes up, and all the wall and everything up to the ceiling rests on this. So if this is rotten, we're gonna have to replace it. Yeah, that's good. See, my hammer will just barely touch that compared to what happens when my hammer hits here. That's bad. That's good. Shay's in here scraping up the linoleum. That's been. When do you think that linoleum was put down?
Whoa!
I think that was probably put down in the 60s. What do you think? Anybody an expert on linoleum?
Well, I mean, that's a 70 or 80s pattern, and believe it or not, you can still buy something similar to that to match.
So you think that's 70s or 80s?
That could be.
Okay, well, that's newer than I thought. So it's very clear we're going to have a lot of rot on the subfloor underneath here and some of the joists. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it all the way up to that plywood, and we're going to take this whole section out. This doesn't cost anything. It's just a hammer and some time and a saw. This part is cheap. So many people think things like this are going to cost a fortune to fix. There's something super satisfying about accomplishing something like this, taking a house, making it amazing, or at least better than it was. I really think like the idea of the movie Fight Club is not intended to be like, this is how guys should live. Too many guys take it that way. More just a problem with people. And I think some of those problems, like this is the real thing. You start tearing apart some wood like this, and then you figure out a way to restore it and make it beautiful again. That is one of the most satisfying feelings at the end of the day. If you've never experienced it, you should experience it at some point in your life. I worked in computers for years, and never did I come home feeling better than after knocking out some subfloor and replacing it. Got some reinforcement on the sill plate here. That wasn't done properly. Look how much that moves. See that wiggle? And it's okay. Sometimes things aren't done properly, but it's been here for years. Obviously, it's never caved in completely. It got loose here, but it's lasted. Who knows how long ago that person did this. Plywood, some of these pieces. This has probably been done 20 years or something. Who knows? So this one is attached with some screws. And because those are Torx bits, that kind of makes this repair job feel like it was done in the last 10 years or so. You didn't see these very commonly before that. This piece wasn't actually held down except by the pieces that were on top of it. That's a pretty good indication that whoever did this really didn't know what they were doing. But it's okay. It lasted for at least a decade. I also see the new wood, which is solid, and then the old wood, which is definitely not solid. Should not be able to pick at that with my fingers and break through things. That's definitely not what we want. My gosh, they had a serious infestation. Look at this. That would have been a 2x8, meaning it would have been 8 inches, so it should have come down to probably about here. It would have been just like one of these. You can see, we can see this is a reinforcement that was added later to try to help take care of some of these bad floor joists. It just wasn't done well enough. So join us for part 2 as I finish taking out the rest of this floor, and then we look at how to make the hardwood floors in this house amazing using some of these scrap pieces.